Everyone, I'm Jane Clark from Brandswan, and today we are here with Bongai Mhloyi, and she was nominated by a friend named Elaine, and her story is quite impressive. Not just impressive, but impactful. So, Bongai, you grew up in Zimbabwe, and Elaine says that you've witnessed firsthand the horror of child marriages in the community. Girls are married off at a very young age if the parents can't afford to keep them in school. Elaine also says that you created this nonprofit and you work tirelessly to save one girl at a time. And these girls are all
Yes.
creating such an impact in the world. Importantly, they are paying it forward in their communities that other girls can also be saved. Bongai is a big as heart and is so smart about creating ways to amplify her reach, adding to the
Oh,
resources available to save the girls. And
oh,
she said, I hope to see her recognized. And
oh.
here we are. So thank you, Elaine, for letting us know about Bongai. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how it kind of started and maybe like an impactful moment you can share with us?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me here. And I just want to say thank you to Elaine for recognizing me. So yes, I was born and raised in Zimbabwe. My mother and father, they had 11 children. So I was number 4 of 11, 8 girls and 3 boys. Grew up not living too far from my grandparents, my mother's parents. So we would see them every day. One day we were sitting home and this young girl came to my grandfather's house. She was married off by her parents in exchange for 10 cows. So meaning that my grandfather gave her parents 10 cows, and in exchange, she was supposed to marry this man. My grandfather was 85 at the time. So she was forced to marry this old man, and she was only 12. We developed a friendship with her since we were the same age. And she told us that her ambition was to become a nurse. She wanted to become a nurse. So anyway, she would cry to us all the time. And this went on for 2 years. And towards the end of the second year, she was saying to us that she is so miserable. She doesn't want to be here. And sometimes we'll cry with her because that bothered us to see her crying, to see her not able to go to school. And she wanted to go to school. So she told us that she wanted to run away, but please don't tell, our grandfather that we knew that she was going to run away. So we said, no, we promise we won't tell him, we won't tell anyone. So sure enough, a couple of days later, she picked up her little bag and she ran away. But the only thing that I'm regretting up to this day is that we didn't ask her where she was running away to. We were children too. We didn't even think about, okay, so you are running away, where are you going? So my hope for her today is that I hope wherever she ran away to, that hopefully another family took her and she was able to go to school and she was able to continue her aspiration to become a nurse, which I hope she is a nurse up to today, but I don't know. So my father and my mother, they were really pro-education. They wanted all of us to go to school, which we did. And as I become a young woman myself, I met my husband and we got married. He got a visa to come to the United States to continue with education. And I followed him. We both did. And after we graduated, this woman, this girl, I keep calling her a woman. She was not a woman, she was a girl. So she never left my mind. She never left my heart. I kept thinking about her. Okay, what happened to her? Did she go to school? It bothered me to the point where I said, I have to do something about it. And I think the social work in me, the caring heart that I have, I said, okay, I think we can, start a nonprofit organization so that I can help girls in this situation. And I named it American and African Youth Leadership Foundation End Child Marriages because I am a citizen of Zimbabwe and I'm also a citizen here. So I care about the youth in both continents. The girls that are in Zimbabwe, I care about them so much because I know how things could be there. And the youth that are here in my local community, I care about them as well. So here I teach etiquette, social graces, and leadership skills to the girls that are here. So that's how my nonprofit organization was birthed. this young girl was the one who inspired me to do what I'm doing today, and it gives me much joy.
So with your foundation in particular, how are you aiding the cause from here in the United States?
So what I do here in the United States, I do events that will raise the funds so that I can give scholarships to these girls. I do several events during the year. I talk about this, and I talk to individuals to become sponsors. I will get you the picture of the girl. I will get you the story behind, what is happening in her life, what happened. And then throughout the year, you will get updates and progress, her school progress. So you get to build a relationship with her. You continue with her until she's done with high school. You continue with her if she goes to college. She becomes, a lot of my sponsors, they call them their children. They become their daughters now.
How did you push through a turning point, and what did you learn from it? Like, did you hit any snags, or did you pivot at all?
I hit a few, curves as I was starting. I started this in 2010. And as you are starting a nonprofit organization, what I didn't know was it's a lot that's involved. And I didn't know that. I found out when I was already in it, and there was no turning back because I really wanted to do this. So thank God my husband was very supportive. And in the beginning, most of the things that I was doing was coming from our own personal savings. And we were working hard to do this. And of course, family members, friends will be like, are you crazy? What are you doing? You think this is going to happen? It's not going. Forget about this. You can't save everybody. You can't save this community. So you hear all those, and sometimes you'll be like, maybe I really cannot. But then your heart keeps telling you that, yes, you can. Even if I cannot save the whole community, whoever I can save, is good enough. So I kept on going, and I kept on going. And as I kept talking about this story, I kept on gaining supporters, sponsors, and it kept going and kept going. I started off with 5 girls that were in the program, and time went on. We kept on going, we kept on going, we kept on growing. And I can tell you that now I have 90 girls that are in the program. I have 20 girls that already finished and they are working. Most of them are school teachers. Some are nurses. Some are business people. I have a lot of girls that are in culinary. They went to culinary school. So now they are big chefs in restaurants. Some of them started their own restaurants. So when I look back, I said, wow, although I'm not able to save this whole community, but I have a big group of girls that I can say they are where they are because of me. So that makes me, I think, that's a big success for me.
You answered my next question. How do you define success? And I think you just nailed it. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. I am so proud to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Again, this is Bongai Mhloyi, and she's the founder of American and African Youth Leadership Foundation.
Thank you so much for having me. And again, thank you to my friend Elaine for making this possible for me.